At the beginning of the year, I was lost. Hey guys, welcome back to another Rams Life YouTube video. My name is Tiara. So for today's video, I'm going to be explaining some apps that you need as a college student and apps that you should have downloaded on your phone, because these apps, they're what you need. Okay, so before we actually get into the video, I do not have my glasses on. Usually I do, but I have lashes on and they're a little bit, it's not gonna work. So, that's that. But let's just jump right into the video. So, if you did not see, I did a part 1. This is a part 2. And, I think I made the video back in... I did this video back in, I think it was either November or December, so that was the part 1. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go watch it after you watch this one. So, I have a little, let me show you guys really quick. I'll show you guys. I have a little Google Doc of everything that I'm going to be explaining for today's video. This one is not in categories like the first one is. It's kind of just random, so we're just going to jump right to it. The first app that I have is weather. I think the weather app is, I think it's an absolute must, especially in Fort Collins. It's very cold, you're by the mountains, and you just never know what you're gonna get in Colorado, and that's okay because that's what makes us our state. The weather is very bipolar, it's very random, but it's always good to know when it's gonna snow, especially in the wintertime. It's always good to know if it's gonna be windy, if it's gonna be raining. You're on a college campus, and most of the time, you're probably not gonna have everything at that moment, so it's just good to know like when you should bring a jacket, and it's just good to know like if you should plan anything for that day. Especially another good reason why you should have the weather app is because it will help you prepare for whether you should wake up early in the morning or not, because if it's cold in the morning or if it's snowing, it may take you longer to get to class, because sometimes even if it's snowing, the university will not cancel. And I mean, we're college students and it happens, and obviously, you know, if you cannot make it that day, that's okay, just let your professors know. But having the weather app is definitely handy dandy must. The second app that I have is Outlook. I did not mention this one in my first video, I don't think, but Outlook and Gmail, the main one you're mainly going to be using is Outlook. I recommend having this on your phone. You're going to constantly get emails and updates from your professors, from the school, and I think it's just really important for you to be able to have that on you at all times. And having the Outlook is very easy in case you need to email a professor instead of having to log in on your computer, which can take a little bit longer. So just having it on your phone can just be a little bit more easier and convenient. Next, getting on to Gmail. I mentioned Outlook. Gmail is important when you are doing personal, like when you're using personal things, because Outlook, you use that for your school email. But Gmail is more for like your personal, and I recommend having that on your phone just for the same reasons. Or let's say like you need a job to contact you, or I mean literally anything, just have Gmail on your phone. Gmail, Outlook, those things are like really important. Now for the third app that I have is Google Maps. Google Maps is gonna help you get around where you need to go, because I didn't know like you know, you're coming to a university, it's pretty big, everything is really spaced out, but when you're coming to the university, you don't know where most of your classes are. Google Maps is literally going to be your best friend. So for example, here's a building that's very well known, Clark. Clark is a building where most freshmen or sometime in your university years, you're going to have a class in Clark. Maybe, but majority of the time. And so let's say you need to be able to find Clark. What you can do is you can put where your dorm is, and then you could put your destination, which is Clark, and you're gonna put that, and you're gonna put in the walking icon, and that walking icon will literally take you where you need to go, and it'll tell you how long it will take you. It'll tell you how many miles it is. It will also tell you the best way to get there, and it'll tell you the time that you will arrive, which is really important. And I feel like having Google Maps, you're probably only gonna use it like the first few weeks. I think I used it my first 2 weeks weeks of my first semester here at Colorado State. And then after that, I kind of just started using it for like food and like grocery store. It's actually really convenient if you're looking for something to do but you want to know how far it is. Google Maps is an absolute must. And Google Maps can also come in handy when you're taking the bus. I just now like recently found out how to take the bus. I did not know how, and I actually learned that you could use Google Maps and it'll tell you like the destination stops and like what bus route you need. Is it bus route? Which route you need to get on, the stops. So having Google Maps is like, I feel like that's like the #1 app that you need to have on your phone. And I'm pretty sure Android and iOS, they already have it downloaded. So do not delete that. If you're one of the persons that deletes things for storage, make sure you keep Google Maps because you're gonna need it. Next one is LinkedIn. So I don't know if I'm saying this right, but LinkedIn is basically a site. It's like an app where you get in contact with all professionals and you could upload your resume and your portfolio there. And this is kind of gets you into the real world, like getting you to get a job. I actually just learned about LinkedIn my first semester, so I'm not too I don't know that much information on it, but I do know that it is important, and then you are kind of required to start creating a you are required to make a profile depending on whatever class you take. I took a seminar class for my journalism and media communications major, and they required me to download LinkedIn and create a profile. So I definitely recommend you do that. You can get a head start. If you don't know how to use it, there is resources that you can go to, such as the Career Center, and they will definitely help you set up a portfolio, a resume, all of that. The next app that I have is these are like social media platforms, and I definitely recommend getting these apps. So the first one is Instagram. Instagram is like a very widely used app. This just helps you connect with others, be able to see what's going on. But the reason why I imported this into this college video is because you can actually find out about events through Instagram. So for instance, the journalism and media communication, that's my major, there's actually a whole profile, and it basically can just keep you updated on events that's happening at the school. Ram Welcome, that's at the beginning of the year. Colorado State sports, to keep up on sports, basketball, football, all of those things. If you want to stay updated, I recommend downloading. Next app is Snapchat. Now, so here's the thing. With Snapchat, this is kind of like a way for you to be able to communicate with others. Sometimes people don't want to give out their phone numbers, and they'll say, hey, add me on Snap. That's what they say. But if you are not big on social media, you do not have to download any of these social media apps. But these are just things that I've had experienced and things that I would recommend for someone to download. But Snapchat is actually really nice because there is this thing called the Colorado State Snapchat story. And here, if you ever need advice or like where to go or like what food you should eat, literally you can make a post and then you post it to the Snapchat story and people will respond to you. And I think it's just really nice. It's kind of a community based. It is like really good positive feedback on there sometimes, and it allows you to connect with some of the other students to make new friends. So that's always nice. Another app that I have is Canva. Canva, you don't necessarily, if you're the type of person that likes to edit on your phone, then this is for you. But if you like to edit on your computer, you do not have to download this. But Canva is basically a designing app that allows you to make YouTube thumbnails, infographics, videos, it has all of that. The reason why I am recommending this is because sometimes you have online assignments and they want you to design and be creative, and Canva is a really nice way. That's actually how I edit some of my thumbnails, and it's just a really easy way to edit and make little infographics, thumbnails, all of that, like I mentioned earlier. So I definitely would recommend downloading Canva. This will be the end of the video. All of the apps that I just listed are free. The only one that would not be free is Outlook, but since you are a Colorado State student, as soon as you get your email, everything, it's going to be free, so you don't have to pay for anything. All of these apps are free, and if you do want to do like more subscriptions, then that also is within the app. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the Rams Life YouTube channel and check out some of the other student vloggers, and let me know if you want a part 3, because I have so many more apps that you need as a college student. I will see you guys next time. Bye.